Hey, John here. Here's lick of the day number 166. It's a Lydian pick and run. As usual, I'm going to play it once slowly and then break it down. During the breakdown, I'm going to share some practice advice you can apply to this thing and hopefully pretty much anything else you're practicing. If you want the tabs, you have a link in the description below. We start here on the 10th fret of the A string. This one is based on C Lydian, and the backing track is provided by Backing Tracks by Tim. So go check him out. You have the link down below in the description as well. So C Lydian is just the same notes as the E minor scales. If you're familiar with E minor, E natural minor, you should be good to go here. Otherwise you have to resort to bingo guitar, as I call it, which is just thinking about string names and fret numbers, which is a very bad way of going about things. Just learn your scales and everything will make much more sense. Anyway, we start here with this, it's kind of like a G major 7 idea, but when you play that over C, you get the Lydian sound. So I play this with hybrid picking, but it's not that fast, so you can pretty much get away with a lot of different things here. But I'm gonna just show it the way that I play it. So we have 10, 14 on the A string, 12 on the D string, 11 on the G string. So that's the first group of 4. I play this down, hammer, M, A. Next group of 4 will be 14 on the G string, 11, 12 on the G string. And then the fourth note will be the 10th fret of the E string. So, and then the next group is going to be 14, 10, 12, 14. And again, the way that I pick this thing here is down, pull off, down, M finger. And then this one is down, pull off, down, up. And when I play the upstroke here, I tend to rest it on the B string and slide up here to 17, pull off, and then 15. So, and the purpose of resting it on the B string here is that it's pretty much impossible to miss it. So instead of having just hanging out in the air here without any good reason. So just way easier when you get into these sort of planting or rest strokes. So that's all 16th notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And after that, we're gonna go into the 14th fret here. Now it's gonna be just scalar lines here. So basically we start with this group. First group of 6. Let's pick the first note. It's going to be 14, 15, 14, 12. So downstroke, rest is left hand only. And then we add 15, 13, and then 12. That's the first note of the next group of 6. So down, up, down. And from here, so basically that's 2 groups of 6. And from here we're going to go up. So position shift. And from this note we're going to go down. And then from this note we're going to go up and lead up to the root note C here. So if you didn't follow that, just check out the tabs. It's way easier. I think it can be even more confusing as watching this slow. Again, tabs are available for free, so go check them out. So after we end up here on the C, I bend it up I go back to B and bend it up to C again. So we get this kind of effect. And then some vibrato. So, and that's pretty much it. Practice-wise here, obviously just break it up into chunks and see what chunks give you problems. But once you find that, it's a good idea to try to make it into turn it into a repeating exercise. So you can just go, let's see, if you go, so what I did here is like, assuming you had a problem with this thing, then we just added that thing. So you can be creative here and come up with your own repeating patterns basically, and then you can work on the technique that you have trouble with as well as build your vocabulary. So that's sort of the best of both worlds. And what I did here is one of the best things you can do for your playing when it comes to learning technical stuff, learning shapes and whatever. It's also a big focus of what I do in the Guitar Gym subscription, where I go through scales, arpeggios and all that kind of stuff using this method of practicing, moving it up and down in half steps and organize it in certain ways. But that really helps you ingrain the shapes, and it's going to be separated from the dots on the fretboard, because a lot of guitar players think like, oh shit, I'm in between the dots, it's like the danger zone. So actually moving things around chromatically is going to fix that for you. So yeah, so do the same thing for the rest of it as well. So just find whatever gives you trouble, and then usually to make it into a repeating pattern, you need to make it an even number of notes. So if you have something like, let's say that's a problem, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then you would add another note here so you can go back. So hopefully that makes sense. So, and if you find that it's really hard to play, all this picking stuff, you need to devote a lot of extra time working purely on alternate picking exercise, and not only doing this type of lick, or this lick in particular, because it takes a long time to build that synchronization, and that's super important for it to sound good, because anyone can just do that, right? That's not difficult, but to get the synchronization right and also hit the right notes, then you need to put in quite a lot of work. But anyone can learn it. So it's just about really focusing on getting rid of all the flams. And a flam is when on drums, for example, when you hit a drum a little bit later with one hand, you get this doubled sound instead of that, and that's what's happening when you get this very unarticulated sound when you try to play fast and your hands aren't synchronized. So that's what you should listen for when you practice something. So you should only hear the note that you're actually going for. And if you do that enough, you're actually going to end up with a fairly solid technique that you can rely on, and that's way more fun than sort of relying on luck. That's general bad advice. Don't rely on luck when it comes to guitar playing. So that's it for this one. If you have any questions, just post them below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.